podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com.
We got the homie on this one. Hey,
we make plays every day, yeah.
The bruh.
Yeah. We make plays every day, yeah.
The bro.
We make plays every day,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day,
The
yeah.
father even.
We make plays every day,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
We make plays every day, yeah.
Every day.
We make plays every day, yeah.
What's happening? Welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I am your host, Bogart Scot-Free, and making his Real Fantasy Playmakers debut, it's the bruh, one of the greatest upcoming football minds in the game, the homie Steezy A. Smith. What's happening, bruh?
Man, big bro, what's up, man? It's a pleasure. It's an honor to be here, to be featured on the show. It really means a lot, for real. So, pleasure to be on. And it's Steezy A. Smith for everybody out there who don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? On this joint, we're on this joint, Playmakers, we're going to get you more familiar with the homie Steezy A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? Can I call you Steez for short? We're going with it.
Bro, you can call me Steezy. You can call me Steez. Everybody call me Steez.
The homies, you know what I'm saying? Playmakers, we're gonna get you more familiar with the homie Steez. We're gonna get a little bit of the backstory and the origin story. You know what I'm saying? Every superhero has an origin story. Super villains even. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you feel me? And we're also gonna talk about, you know, only the biggest game, only the biggest sports spectacle this side of the Mississippi. And that's the Super Bowl LV, Super Bowl 55. For those y'all that don't speak Roman numeral. You know what I'm saying? We're also and my man Steezy A. Smith, he's alright, even though he's a Seahawks fan. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, you know what I'm saying? I am a Niner fan, but I do want to, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that has nothing to do with anything, right? But I do want to, you know, when we do get to the end of the show, I want to kind of pick your brain about like what, you know, just what is missing for the Seahawks right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? We got a nice compact show for y'all, Playmakers. And before we get to all the good isms, we're going to go ahead and handle this quick housekeeping. Check us out and give us a follow at the GMM Network on both IG and Twitter. You can go ahead and subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. You can also find our flagship show, this show, the Real Fantasy Playmakers podcast, available on all streaming platforms. Spotify, give me money. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to the gang, the Rum Boys. Be sure to subscribe to us, the Rum Boys Fantasy Network on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We got many live shows every week. We live in this thing. We also got a real big Super Bowl pregame show, 3 hours jam packed, full of all different kind of analysts in the game. We got a couple live performances. Man, it's gonna be lit. You know what I mean? It jumps off 12:05 p.m. PT, and that's 3:05 Eastern. Legit, I had to think about that. I was like, I got to count 3 hours on top of that 12. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we had it right for you, Playmakers. And those y'all in Mountain Time and Central Time, figure it out. You know what I mean? But and y'all could also check us out at runboys.com. That's where you're gonna find all the latest and greatest articles, all the innovative sports journalists. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to Miles Peacock. He out there doing his thing, chief editing in this motherfucker, well-oiled machine. Because of that, man, big up to him. Also, shout out to our sponsor, Milk and Honey TX, for all your CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness. Visit milkandhoneytx.com. Tell them Bogey sent you. And Playmakers, at the very beginning of this podcast, you heard it. This joint is powered by monkeyknifefight.com. Head on over to monkeyknifefight.com. Download that MKF app. Use promo code GMM. Will match your first deposit all the way up to $50. Squeeze the last NFL juices out this Super Bowl. Basketball's in full effect. Hockey's in play. You know, what else we got? Baseball's around the corner. Head on over to monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code GMM. Monkey Knife Fight, give me money. Steezy, let them know where they can find you, my brother, and the channel,
yes.
all the social medias.
Hey, yeah, no doubt, brother. If you guys haven't already, though, like he said, be sure to show them some love. The GMM Network, Run Boys Network, Be sure to subscribe, follow all them before you even follow me, before you even think about following me. A matter of fact, but you can find me on YouTube. I don't got a podcast up yet, but I guess my YouTube is my podcast.
Oh yeah,
you can find me there at Steezy A Smith, SteeZya SMITH, and I don't post on there too often, but pretty soon production gonna ramp up. So if you want daily content or more content, definitely find me on Instagram, Steezy A Smith, SteeZya SMITH. I think right now that's all I got. So YouTube, Instagram, all that.
And we in a race, Playmakers. We in a race to get this man to 1,000. I will have all his links to his channel and all his social medias in the episode or the description of this episode. You know what I mean? He's a great follow. The man got the isms. You know what I'm saying? He's a playmaker through and through, and he's all right by me, even though he's a Seahawks fan. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I got to say the same thing, bro. Because,
hey, listen,
I don't got too many Niner homies, but man, you one of the few that I really just fuck with off top. So
no. Hey, you know what's crazy is I got one. There is a Seahawk in my family. He's married to one of my cousins, and he's from Seattle. And like, you know what I mean? We always be getting on him, bro. And like, but it's crazy because, we can't talk right now. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, we can't really talk. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess we're all in the same boat. We're all fishing right now. You know what I mean? We're not in the Super Bowl, either of our teams. But either way, y'all made a run at it this year. We fell flat, and I don't use the excuse as injuries, etc. And on top of that, it's about to be a pilgrimage, bro. A motherfucker's dipping out of the Niners. It's already coaches leaving. We lightweight in cap hell. I mean, but you know what? This is not about the Niners, all right? You know what I'm saying? Bring it up. You know what I'm saying? No, but so tell me, Steezy. So how long you been doing your thing?
Man, bro. So if you're referring to my YouTube, ain't even been a year yet, bro. I started last April. I started in the middle of April. And prior to that, I was actually doing radio, and I was the sports editor at my school for about like a year and a half. So I was in charge of the sports section of the newspaper. And I was actually an intern for my bro's radio show called The Boat. It's a sports debate show. And he was actually the dude that told me to get into YouTube. Like, he told me, he was like, man, this is your passion, right? This is what you do, right? This is what you want to do, right? We'll start a YouTube channel. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I was kind of dancing a little bit. I was pump faking. I was a little hesitant. I don't know why, but I just kind of told myself, like, I'm still new to all this. I'm still a rookie. Like, I don't really think I got what it takes right now. And he said, you know what, man, fuck all that. Just make that shit and watch that shit explode. And so after about a month, because he made his last March. And he was convincing me all of March, make a YouTube. Like, dude would call me every single day talking about, bro, you gonna make that YouTube channel? Bro, you gonna make that channel? You gonna make that channel?
Hey, that's the
and
homie,
I'm not gonna lie. I was ducking. And so eventually, bro, I think it was the second week of April, I said, you know what, man, fuck that. I'm gonna make a channel. It was during quarantine. It was like when quarantine was first starting out. Yeah. And so I was like, man, I ain't got shit better to do. Like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but I got some more free time on my hands. And so I said, fuck it. I made that channel, and man, bro, like, to be honest, I'm really just speechless. I'm at a loss for words. I'm kind of where I'm at right now.
Bro, it's very impressive, because I'll tell you this much, like I started doing my thing. This show you're on right here. I started this thing. I have a co-host, but we started rocking this joint. We started August 2019, and then by the end of last January, that's when the Rum Boys swooped me up. And like when I joined them, I want to say there were between 800 to 1,000 at the time, and then like, you know what I'm saying? Now you had this entire team effort, you know what I mean? And we just were grinding, you know what I mean? So it's like, I know how difficult it is to get people to sub, you know what I mean? Like, so when when I see your joint, man, you know what I mean, where you're at right now, it's very impressive, bro. And like, it's not a fluke, like, you know what I mean? Like, when I've watched your shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So I know I know as a consumer myself, the motherfuckers on the other side, they see the same shit, you know what I mean? So I dig it, man. So, okay, so first of all, what's the homie's name?
Oh, bro, his name. Oh, I got to shout out, bro, real quick, because he got a channel on all that. Noah Bolter at DJ Squabo, DJ SQUABO, man. That's one of the coolest white boys you'll ever meet. I swear.
Hey, bro. Hey, big up to the white boy, bro. Because you know what? Sometimes that's what it takes, bro. Like, it takes a motherfucker, like, being able to, like, okay, how about this? It takes a motherfucker to be able to see something that you might not see necessarily. Or you might see it but doubt it, because we are our own worst critic. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, take it from me, like, I got a music background. I produce a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes motherfuckers be dope, and then, like, they, they'll spit some shit that's real dope, and I'm playing the playback, and they're like, I don't like it. And I'm like, this shit sound dope, bruh. And because sometimes motherfuckers, they're not even used to hearing themselves or seeing themselves on camera, or, you know what I mean? Or, like, you get what I'm saying? Am I getting somewhere with this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes.
No, hell yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it takes that motherfucker to push. Like, for example, like, I'm year round. I just do football. I fuck with basketball, but as far as content, I just do football. You know what I mean? And, like,
Right.
like, in the off season, it's still called the Real Fantasy Playmakers. We might touch on fantasy. We definitely touch on fantasy shit throughout the off season, but I bring on all kind of content creators just because I just dig people's story too. You know what I mean? Like, we're not just one dimensional people. Like, all we do is fantasy. You know what I mean? So that's why I always want to hear the origin story whenever it's somebody's first time on the joint. You know what I mean? So you got the thing rocking. Right, your boy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your boy put. He might have gave it a little extra nudge, and then you jumped. So you didn't even get your feet wet. You just dove right in this bitch.
Hell yeah, man. Just like that. Straight like that.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Because you know what I'm saying. I'm telling you, like, if I didn't ask, I would have thought you would have been doing this thing for a cool minute. I mean, it makes sense. You got the background. You said so at the radio show, but so tell me more about that. So, what what was it? At like a college?
It was, bro. So it was at this college that he was attending, and it wasn't too far from the school that I was attending. And so when I hopped on his show, he told me, he said, "Fuck it, bro. Why not just start going to my school too?" And so I started taking classes at both schools. I was taking radio classes at his school, and I was taking journalism classes over at my school.
Nice.
And man, bro,
so you can hit it from both angles. That's dope.
Bro, yeah, I cannot stress it enough, bro. I was busier than a motherfucker, bro. Like, I really literally had no free time, and I was doing that shit with him at the radio show at the station for probably like a good year. I was considered like an intern, before I started going to school there too.
Yeah.
But he actually goes to Washington State University right now, and so I'm not there with him, but he actually moved his show over to YouTube, and so every single Saturday morning, we still hop on that same show. It's called The Bolt. It's just a sports debate show. We cover football, basketball, just anything that's hot in the world of sports, and we run for about a couple of hours. So just real quick, I might as well just put it out there.
Yeah, plug that
y'all
shit.
Want to tune in? If you don't mind, big bro, but
no, bro, this is what it's for.
Every single Saturday morning on my brother's channel at DJ Squabo, DJ SQUABO, every single Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time to noon Pacific time. And if you can't, if for some reason you can't find his channel, you can't access his channel, you can always find all those playlists on my channel. So
there you go.
Yes, sir. There it is.
There it is right there. Yeah, I'm you know what? I'm gonna have you shoot me all the links. You know what I mean? Then I'll even throw a buddy's link in there too. Cause bro, of course you gotta plug that joint. You on that shit? You know what I mean? And
hell yeah, but I appreciate that.
Even if you wasn't on that shit, that's still the homie, man. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Cause that he's part of the origin story. So you know what I mean? That man.
Hell yeah.
You feel me? Okay, so like, tell me a little bit more about. Like you said, so you got Buddy. He's kind of like your counterpart, right? Is there anybody else in the Steezy A. Smith operation?
Bro, yeah, man. It's y'all was referring to him as my butler last Friday. Yeah. No offense taken. He was right there just laughing, playing it off and shit. But
that's what's up.
So that dude, Josh Turla, man, I don't even know where to start, man. That's real deal. Blood really couldn't make us any closer. I've been best friends with him since we was in 5th grade. And right now we both 22 years old. So we've been rocking since we was 10, 11 years old.
Some youngins.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. But that's for life right there. That's for life.
Yeah.
He's my manager. He's my manager. He He's the one who started pushing my shit. He's the one who started making business cards for me. He's the one who helped me launch my merchandise.
Yeah.
He's the one who helps me run my Instagram. He's the one who edits my videos. He's the one who films my videos. He's the one who helps me promote and self-promote and just do all that shit, bro.
So
I really can't thank him enough, but he's done so much for me and continues to do so much for me. He buys all the equipment. Man, and so much more, bro. But I ain't got nothing but love for him.
And he's your butler? Damn, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, shout out to Brody. Hey, real talk. That was funny, though, because, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I was shrooming in the month. I'm always shrooming on that Friday show. You know what I mean? That's
bro, I was just shrooming the other night.
Oh, hey, bro, I'm telling you, I love mushrooms. Give me money. You know, by the way. I love mushrooms, bro. Like, this shit is just, it's just a part of my life now. You know what I mean? Like, for the last... I really started diving in psychedelics like 10 years ago, you know what I mean? But anyways, on the Fridays, bro, I'll be shrooming and like I just got this new batch. And like, you know, after a while you get used to a batch, so this is the first time, but I'm like, fuck it. I throw a half-eighth in the tank, you know what I mean? And then, I'm sitting there and like I was tripping because I was like, yo, this, like, I'm like, whoa, he really got a butler? Like, I was geeking, bro. Like, so that shit was funny. That shit was funny as fuck, bro. Like, no, but, man, shout out to him, bro, because he's a very intricate part of the operation, bro. Like, and I will say this much, man, smaller operations to me, like I got great organizational skills personally, right? But like, I love what my dad told me. He always told me when I was young, because I used to run a business. I mean, now I still run a studio business, but it's with like the homies, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like it's not like it's not a full workload on my plate, you know what I mean? But long story longer, my pops always told me, build a team and you play people's strengths. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this dude's a runner, don't have him, chopping the work. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a runner, you know what I mean? Make him run, you know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you play people's strengths and you know what I'm saying? If you got a jack of all trades like you do, then you know what I mean, he got several strengths, bro. You know what I mean? And like your strength, that enables you to focus on your part. You know what I mean? You're the face of it. You know what I mean? You're the content. You know what I mean? And so he's him being the post production and being like the homie, like basically your brother. You know what I'm saying?
That's my brother right there, brother like a motherfucker.
You feel me? Like, because bro, like that means he got your best interests. That means whenever somebody comes around, and starts talking some shit, like that you could be like, all right, hey, what do you feel about that? You know what I mean? Like you got someone, you like a confidant, like in the mafia they call it a consigliere. You know what I mean? The consigliere, nobody makes a move till they talk to him. You know what I mean? So that's dope, right? That you got a right hand man. You got a, and bro, like he's doing his thing with the editing too. That shit is dope because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm easily entertained to a degree, but also like I gotta be held captive. You know what I mean? So when I watch your shit, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, it's done now. You know what I mean? Like I'll smack through a whole clip real fast. You know what I mean? Because that motherfucker's entertaining and it's very insightful. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of cookie cutter motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, that can say a whole lot without saying anything. You know what I mean? But like, you're definitely not one of those motherfuckers. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean?
Man, that's all love, bro. Man, I know I say this maybe a little too much, but man, thank you, bro. Thank you so much, man, for real.
It's all good, bro. You know what I mean? Listen. I'm not a liar, so I like being the truth. So you know what I mean? Like it's just that's all it is. You know what I mean? Just being honest. So, all right. So check this out. Hell of an origin story. You know what I mean? The story still continues. Playmakers. You know what I mean? We got a long way to go, but we had came so far. You know what I mean? Well, I might have said that backwards. I might have said that, we had came so far, but still got far to go, right? So check this out. You know who did come farther than a motherfucker is Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh-wee.
Now he back in the chip. It's crazy because you said you're 22, so basically all your life he's been dominating.
Hell yeah, bro. I don't know nothing else.
That's crazy, right? Like, I mean, when I really started, like my folks, when they came from the PI, they came to Frisco. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was born in, they came in 78. So like we seen the whole Niner shit. I was born in the mid 80s. You know what I mean? Then we moved south of the Bay, and that's where I was raised. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, it was just it was in my blood. You know, I was born and raised a Niner fan. I don't remember Joe Montana, but I do remember when he got traded to the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like, because that was when I really started paying attention to football. I was probably like in 3rd, 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? You know, because my Niners, I remember, was Steve Young. So anyways, my point being is, you know, Tom Brady didn't come too far after that. He came through the year 2000. So it's been a long motherfucking time, bro. Like that he's been reigning supreme. You know what I mean? And you know, obviously there was the argument, you know, who do better without who? You know what I'm saying? Is it Brady or a goddamn Belichick? You know what I'm saying? And right now, as it stands, you know, it's definitely Brady. You know what I mean? He's back in the chip. You know what I'm saying? Then you know, obviously you got Bruce Arians. He has Super Bowl experience. You know, he's been there with the Steelers as an offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? And on the other side of the ball, you have Andy Reid, obviously one of the most winningest coaches. You know what I mean? He's getting to the chip back to back. The last person to go back to back Super Bowl trips in the AFC was Tom Brady and the Patriots. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, the last time there was a young, hot QB, right? Up and coming, on fire, making his way to the Super Bowl for the second time was Russell Wilson. And then Tom Brady was there. You know what I mean? Granted, y'all should have ran the ball. I don't mean to bring it up. There's plenty of shit y'all could bring up, like you know, how we didn't test Richard Sherman the entire NFC Championship, then we decided to go to him at the game on the line and testing the best corner in the game. And y'all remember that rant? Hell of a rant. Shout out to Uncle Sherm. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so now you got Andy Reid. He back there with Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the maybe a little bit of a turf toe residue. I don't know how. You know, you didn't really hear too much about it the past 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But one thing we have been hearing was, you know, they're gonna be without Eric Fisher. They're gonna be without Shorts on the right side as well. You know what I mean? So now you got your left tackle, your right tackle. They're out. You got your center, starting center. He's questionable. You know what I mean? And then on the other side, you got, you know, with the Buccaneers, you got Winfield and Whitehead. You know, they're banged up. JPP banged up. You know what I mean? It's, you know, so outside of those injuries, that's pretty much it, right? You got all kind of different narratives we could paint. You know, first time at home for the Buccaneers. First time in history. Of course, it would be Tom Brady to do something for the first time, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you just got legacies on the line, right? So now with all that said, like where you at on this? Like break it down for me. Like how do you view this game?
Man, bro, definitely expect a whole lot of fireworks. You know what I'm saying? With the Chiefs, I'm a little concerned about their offensive line. I mean, Andy Reid was talking about how he had all of his players practicing every position on the O-line in the case of an emergency. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, when something like that is said, it's just like, damn, like, does that mean he's worried about, you know, about the play of you know, a particular few of some of the offensive linemen? It's, you know, it's going to be tough. And that aligns perfectly with Tampa Bay's strength. You know, they can get pressure without having to blitz. They love to blitz. They top 10 in blitz percentage, but they can get pressure with the 4-man front, you know, because that 4-man front, man, they got dogs on that defense, man. We talking Shaquille Barrett, who led the league in sacks last year with 19 and a half. He only had 8 this year, but I mean, he was a you know, top 3, top 5 in terms of quarterback pressures. Mm-hmm. JPP, like you said, I mean, but he knows a thing or two about Super Bowls. You know, he was playing against Tom Brady back in 2011 with the Giants, and so you know he knows what it takes to win and to perform well in a big game. He led the team in the sacks this year. Devin White, oh my goodness, that boy right there. He is a real terror.
Probably like defensive player of the year, in my opinion.
He got to, be, bro. If it's not Aaron Donald, if it's not TJ Watt, it got to be Devin White. I mean, that man, he could literally do everything on the football field. He led the team in tackles. He had 9 sacks. I mean, we've been seeing what he's been doing all playoffs. He's been getting interceptions at critical moments. He's been getting stops. He's a dog. I mean, ain't really nothing to it. I mean, no weaknesses in his game from what I can see. I didn't even mention Levante David. He's been one of the best linebackers in football for the last, 5, 6 years. I mean, nobody talk about him. Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea. He's coming back. I mean, he played last game, but he'll be playing more snaps this game.
I was about to say, he was there. He was on a snap count, but he's in full effect.
He's in full effect, bro. We all know what he's capable of. I mean, he's shutting down the run. You know, he's opening up lanes for his pass rushers. I mean, and on the back end, they got Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yep.
You know, he's a bulldog. He's a pit bull right there, and on the back end, hitting hard. What's it called? Carlton Davis led the team in picks with 4 picks. So it's going to be a tough matchup all around, bro. But what you could expect, you expect a whole lot of fireworks, expect a whole lot of greatness. We got the GOAT versus the baby GOAT. I expect a whole lot of points, bro. And with the Chiefs, I mean, I'm just not too sure, though, if they're able to dial up a whole bunch of deep passes because we don't know how long protection's going to hold up. And so with that being said, you know, at Tampa, I can see them sending out a few blitzes here and there just to kind of test, you know, how long.
Oh, Todd Bowles is going to do it. Todd Bowles is doing it. Like,
bro, he got to.
Yeah.
He got to. I mean, because we talking about the Chiefs, but we're not talking about no ordinary team. We talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. And so, you know, this team is legit. This team is loaded. And even despite the injuries on the offensive line, I mean, expect them to put up a fight. They're still favored. You know, we look at betting odds, they still favored, even despite the injuries on the offensive line. But, I mean, with Tampa being at home, with Tom Brady, if he has a chance to make history yet again. He wants a chance to show the world that he don't need no damn Bill Belichick to win a damn Super Bowl. And so
I want to say that's the worst thing they could have done was any kind of doubt. Because that's what he needs, bro. You need to doubt Tom Brady. Like, you need to be like, motherfuckers did not have to be like, hey, the narrative is, you know, he's not going to do well without Belichick. And he's like, oh, yeah? Hold my avocado shake. You know what I mean? He's like, bro.
Hey, watch me do my thing.
Watch me do my thing. And, like, I'm telling you, because of him, I got a whole field of avocado trees growing right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck selling weed. I'm like, I'm cultivating avocados now. I'm gonna live forever, like TB12. No, but okay. So you did bring up that Andy Reid was rotating the linemen at different positions in practice, right? So that tells me he's preparing, right? One thing that you know Andy Reid is preparing for is the game plan formulated around getting the ball out quick. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got to help his guys out. So if he knows the backup left tackle, which is the blind spot, very importante. There's no fucking Eric Fisher. So he's like, all right, we need to help this dude out. So you know there's going to be plays where the ball's coming out quick. You know what I mean? We might see Mahomes in more shotgun. Hey, even if he isn't in shotgun, if that toe isn't an issue, which I don't think it is because it didn't really look like an issue against the Bills either. Yo, he you know, his backpedal is ridiculous. He could backpedal like fucking 20 yards easy. I've seen him backpedal 30 yards against my Niners, 3rd and 13, and a motherfucking and to Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt. You know what I mean? But my point is, yo, but aside from that, he's gonna extend the plays, etc. We all know what Mahomes does. But their run game hasn't been too great. And maybe it's not that their run game hasn't been great, but also the fact that they just throw it at a higher clip as far as the run ratio. You know what I mean? So, like, and, you know, the Bucks, you don't want to run against them anyway. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
Even without Vita Vea, they were still a top 3 run defense. You know what I mean?
But it was number 1 in terms of rushing yards and rushing yards per carry.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like, you're right. Because I was going to say, like, I haven't looked at their numbers as far as their run defense since like week 14. That's where they were at. But yeah, so I wouldn't doubt they finished number 1 overall, right? Because this is a Todd Bowles-led defense. This is what they do. They're anywhere he's at, they're good at stopping the run. You know what I mean? Their one weakness is their corners. Like, their corners are ultra aggressive. You know what I mean? Like they kind of remind me of like a bunch of wannabe Marcus Peters. You know what I'm saying? Because they're really aggressive. They'll jump a route. You know what I mean? That's why they make plays, but that's also why they give up big plays. You know what I mean? So, like, I think the Bucks they're probably gonna game plan out Tyreek Hill, right? And
they got to,
yeah, because he embarrassed them the last time, right?
Bro, dude had 200 yards after the first quarter. Come on,
you feel me? And they did make some adjustments. They did make some okay adjustments, but still though, like when you make the adjustment, now you got to worry about Travis Kelce getting off. And if Winfield banged up, you know what I mean? Like, how's their coverage going to be on a tight end? I mean, Levante David, he's a good cover linebacker. You know what I mean? So if you manage to erase both of them, I mean, are we going to see like a Sammy Watkins appearance here? Are we going to, you know what I mean? Me Cole Hardman. Like, I feel like that third option is gonna have to come into play, or else the Chiefs, it might be bad for them. You know what I mean? Like, so now tell me about how you feel Tampa Bay's offense matches up.
Man, I feel like, bro, that offense, like I said, the defense got dogs, or the offense got just as much dogs. I mean,
you ain't lying.
We talk about the offensive line. They got one of the best offensive lines in all of football. And you combine that with the fact that Tom Brady, he's one of the quickest releasers in the game. I mean, he gets the ball out faster than a motherfucker. And so you put those two together, I mean, you got some of the best protection.
Bro. Steve Spags over there. You know what I mean? The D coordinator for the Chiefs. He's only behind Todd Bowles in pressures. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah. No, the Chiefs, I mean, they like to get after the quarterback too. Yeah. They didn't have the best year in terms of sacks, but in terms of pressure in the quarterback, excuse me, my bad. No, in terms of getting after the quarterback, in terms of getting pressures, they were top 10 in percentage. And so the Chiefs, I mean, look, we all know who they got too. They got Chris Jones, Frank Clark. I know a lot about Frank Clark coming over from Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I like that kid Snead too. That kid Snead, he's been balling.
Man, bro, hey, everybody want to talk about how the Chiefs defense is ass and how, they sorry compared to the offense. I mean, if you one of the people saying that, you don't watch film, you don't watch actual football, you just watch highlights. Because when I watch that Chiefs defense, they make plays, bro. They make plays, especially in critical moments. They're able to make plays. Their secondary is one of the best in football. And they got first-team All-Pro safety Honey Badger over there. He's over there directing shit, controlling shit, running shit.
It's going to be – that's a fun matchup.
Hell yeah.
His IQ versus Tom's IQ. Their football IQ dueling right here. That's going to be a great matchup to watch because Tom Brady has been known to throw a few picks this year. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like, and I will say it's a lot of it is him all season adapting to Bruce Arians, where Bruce Arians would be like, yo, just gun that shit. You know what I mean? Try to fit it in there. Like, he ain't tripping. He's risking no biscuit, for real though. That's why with 8 seconds left in the second quarter, they go for all of it with Scotty Miller. You know what I mean? Like, against Green Bay.
Scotty Miller.
Bro, like, it's you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. So tell me about what you think is the X factor here on the Tampa Bay offensive side. Like, what if you're the OC, how are you attacking the Chiefs defense? Because they do got some weaknesses.
They do, bro. I'm gonna try to utilize Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. We talk about the biggest weakness on that Chiefs defense. It's their run defense, and it's been that way for the last couple of years now. Obviously, it hasn't hindered them to the point where they're losing games because they don't lose very often. But
and a lot of times teams will have to abandon the run because they're playing from behind so goddamn much. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and so you don't even want to run against that team anyway. But with the Buccaneers, I mean, once again earlier we talked about the injuries on the Chiefs side of things, and so that might open things up a little bit for the Buccaneers. And so with the Buccaneers, I mean, they're going to be dealing with one of the stingiest secondaries in all of football, led by Tyrann Mathieu, as we said. And so I'm going to look to run the football, and the X factor is going to be in the ground game. Leonard Fournette, he had a pretty solid game against the Packers, averaged about 4.5 yards per carry. He had that one touchdown run. I think he got fresh legs. He's eager to show the world that what happened in Jacksonville was a fluke. Mm-hmm. Ronald Jones, he damn near had 1,000 yards this year. If it wasn't for a couple games missed, he would have hit the 1,000-yard mark. And so if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm going to look to run the football early and often. I'm going to try to attack that weakness in that Chiefs defense, and I'm going to see if they're going to fall because of it. I'm going to see if they start to change up their game plan a little bit, and then once they start to cater to the run game a little bit more, then I'm going to start using play action. Then I'm going to start looking for AB, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk. I mean, they got so many playmakers on offense in terms of receivers and tight ends. They got a whole lot of mouths to feed, but the first couple of mouths I'm looking to feed is the ground game just because I want to attack that weakness and see where they at.
Yeah, and I mean, if I think Brian Leftwich, obviously he's a former QB, young offensive coordinator in the game. You know what I mean? Obviously, the game plan is going to involve owning time of possession, trying to keep Mahomes off the field. You know what I mean? So and obviously you do that on the ground. Shout out to Leonard Foreskin. You know what I mean? I call him Leonard Foreskin because that motherfucker got cut. You know what I mean? But now he's out here swinging. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to prove to Jacksonville that they didn't fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I want to point out, outside of the run game being an X factor, I think the tight end position, whether it's Gronk or Cameron Brate, because that's
Right.
the Chiefs, bro. Like I streamed tight ends against them all year. Like they were good for giving up mad production to opposing tight ends all fucking year. So I expect a big Gronk game, or maybe even if not Gronk, like I said, Cameron Brate, he out there running a ton of routes. Gronk has been blocking more so this playoff run, but I mean, bro, in big moments, you know what I mean? Gronk and Brady, they he trusts Gronk. So I feel like this is going to be, especially early on when you want to get into a rhythm. You know what I mean? You're going to want to get to a rhythm, so you're going to go to your man 100 grand. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody on the Chiefs has been here. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
The best thing that probably happened for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team is the fact that because of COVID, they're not letting in too many people. There's no media. Like it was as much as a regular week than a Super Bowl than ever I could remember, because Super Bowl is a big spectacle. You know what I mean? Radio Row, all these interviews. It's a grind as well as practicing. You know what I mean? And then you get to the game. So the fact that they're at home and they're wearing the home jersey, so they're going to be in their home locker room. There's all this familiarity. I'm like, yo, and then you got Tom, who just like, bro, like, you ever see Tom Brady when he run out? Like, he's hyped in a motherfucker, bro. Like, it's like, I could imagine how he could light the fire under his team. You know what I mean? Like, we seen him do it for a long time in the Patriots, and now he kind of got a little bit of swag to him. Because I feel like with the Patriots, they kind of weren't allowed to have swag. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, Patriot way.
exactly. You know what I mean? And now, he got his nuts hanging. You know what I mean? Like, he's out there doing his thing, But now, feel me on this. We all know there was the rule: don't bet against Tom Brady and the Patriots. Maybe that rule is just don't bet against Tom Brady. But I feel like there's a new rule: don't bet against Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs. And we pointed out the injuries on the offensive line. Here's a fun fact: all year, since week 1, they never had the same combination of 5 guys on that line. They've been dealing with this all year. There's always been one guy hurt or this guy hurt. The only mainstay was Eric Fisher. So I think that's a big blow. But Andy Reid has been able to game plan just enough. So with everything we just said, I'm so torn. I be flip-flopping my picks. Right now, I'm on the Chiefs because of this new rule. I'm like, is this the new rule? You know what I mean? Don't bet against Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like, I'm torn right now. So who have you ultimately landed on?
Man, but I feel you on that. I think that's definitely a rule that's going to start to emerge. But I just think that, man, I've been rooting for the Bucks. Ever since my Hawks got bounced in the wild card round, very disappointed loss. I've been rooting for the Bucks. And even before the season, I predicted that if the Seahawks don't win the Super Bowl, the Buccaneers going to do it. They're going to win it all. And so I'm I'm gonna stand by what I said before the season, and I'm gonna still continue to stay that way. I just think that the Bucks. Bro, this shit is meant to be, bro. I mean, you talking about the first team in NFL history to host the Super Bowl. You talking about Tom Brady's hella motivated to win another Super Bowl without Bill Belichick, because everybody, when he left the Patriots, everybody was talking about, oh, he needs Bill Belichick. He needs Bill Belichick.
They said it's over. They said he's done. They said he was done, didn't they?
And they said he was done. I mean, come on, man. Max Kellerman said he was supposed to fall off a cliff 4 years ago, and look where he's at now. He's on top. He's still on top.
Now
I just think that
now he's talking about playing. He's talking about playing until he's 40 or past 45. Now I'm like, and bro, this is why I started planting all those goddamn avocado trees, bro. I'm like,
because they doing something, bro. They doing something for real.
You know
I mean, he's a testament to that. He could attest. And so, with all that being said, bro, I just think that, this shit is written in the stars, bro. I mean, he's still the GOAT. He's still playing like a GOAT. I mean, come on. When have you ever seen a 43-year-old quarterback throw for 40 touchdowns in a regular season?
Never.
Like that. That shit, exactly. That shit just don't happen, bro. This dude is not normal, bro. Like, he really is not normal. And he's going to show that once again this coming Sunday. But he's going to have to step it up a little bit because, the last couple of games against the Packers, he had 3 picks. That's not going to fly. Against the Saints, he had 2 picks. That's not going to fly. And so he's had a lot of help from his receivers, from his defense, from the coaches. But this game, I got to see the best game that he's played all postseason He gonna have to step it up. But I expect nothing less. He gonna step it up. I'm gonna ride with the Buccaneers, and I think that to win the football game, he's gonna do what he's pretty much been doing his entire career, which is lead a game-winning drive. And so I think that's gonna come down to a one-possession game. It's gonna be a one-point game, but he's gonna lead his team to a comeback victory in the final seconds, and they come out on top, 34-33.
Hey, I ain't even going front. I got the Bucks +3 in this. That's where I laid the bread, right?
Okay.
Because I feel you. I'm on board with you. I think it's gonna be a 1-point game. Like, so if I feel like if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win, obviously I win money. But also I got the Chiefs outright winning this thing, but not by barely much. So I'm hoping that, you know what I mean, if and when they win, it's not by more than 3. You feel me? Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I can get some. So I get Super Bowl LV, give me money. But okay, so here's another one I want to bring up. You know what I mean? Tom Brady. Obviously this week there was no Radio Row, so I just been kind of consuming anything I can. I like to. Whenever I make a decision, I want to know as much information as possible. And I read this thing where Tom Brady was talking about how this week was so amazing because he had more time for preparation, because the Super Bowl, the normal festivities, you're busy all day. You know what I mean? And the fact that they're in Tampa Bay, soon as they flew back from Green Bay, that's where they've been. The Chiefs,
whole time.
The Chiefs are flying in tonight, I think. You know what I mean? Or they should be there by now. So,
Right.
I don't know if that plays a role, but that's one thing I pay attention to. These dudes have been sitting pretty, waiting. The Chiefs, I think they flying in tomorrow, actually. It's going to be like a regular week of football. You know what I mean? They fly in. Oh, that means they already flew in today then. You know what I mean? So that's this is a trip. You know what I mean? Like, oh, no. Now I think about it, they flew in on a Monday then. Yeah.
Also, they've been there.
Yeah. Okay. So the Chiefs still though, that throws a little bit of riff. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm looking for anything to be like, all right, well maybe it is Tom's. You know what I mean? Like, because if I'm trying to. This is the last game. I'm trying to squeeze all the juices out of this game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to miss on this one. You know what I mean? Last year I had the same narrative. I took the Chiefs to cover. Right? They outright won the game, so I won money. It didn't really, dry the tears at all, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got a quick story. I was so fucked up, bro. Like, I woke up, at one point I'm just waking up and I'm on my couch. And, we were at a Super Bowl party elsewhere. I don't fucking remember it, like, at one point. So then I literally ran upstairs. I'm like, babe, did we win the game? And she's like, you're fucking tripping. Like, you don't remember? And I'm like, fuck it. Because she was asleep. It's probably like 5 a.m. So I go and I'm watching the condensed version of the game. You know what I mean? I went on the Game Pass. And I'm reliving it. And I'm just like, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just reliving. And I'm like, wow, I'm glad I got fucked up and passed out, because I probably wouldn't have been able to sleep that one off. You know what I mean? So at least, you know what I mean? So, that kind of worked out in my favor. And then I won some money. But either way, that was kind of I was still on that rule last year. I mean, I watched Mahomes come back from double digit deficits. That was a fucking conundrum. Yeah, double digit deficits, right? Every playoff game, and he basically did that in every playoff game in his career, except for the game against the Bills, but he got behind by 9 points. Remember, because they missed that extra point, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, they're going to need that point, because you need it all when you're playing against Mahomes. And you pointed something out. You said, it's going to be, a lot of fireworks. Probably won't see too many field goal attempts. Probably going to see, we'll see field goal attempts early on. Like, if it's 0-0 and motherfuckers need to put something up on the board, I can see that. But that's not going to beat the Chiefs, and that's not going to beat the Bucks neither. You know what I mean? So probably going to see a lot of going forward on fourth downs. You know what I mean? I also believe if the Chiefs lose the time of possession battle, they very well still could win the game, because they're so fucking explosive. You know what I mean?
Like, the Chiefs.
Exactly, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But it's gonna be a hell of a matchup. You know what I mean? I mean, tomorrow night on Run Boys After Dark, 6 p.m. live, West Coast time, every Friday, Playmakers. We are going to be having a Super Bowl special where we're and you never know, I might be changing my tune by that, but I definitely have put the money on Bucks +3. I feel pretty good about that, and I do expect fireworks, but I still like the under because it's at 56 right now. It could be 55 points scored, and and that's still a shootout. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I feel good about the under because I feel like if and when the Bucks could get their run game going, they're gonna own the time of possession battle, no problem, because there is an absence of run game for the Chiefs on top of the number one run defense with the Bucks. So that's where I stand on that. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be. So now tell me real quick before we get to this last segment and we'll close this thing out. What's the Steezy A. Smith Super Bowl spread? What I'm talking about. What we grubbing on?
Man,
what does it look like?
About?
Like, what does it look like? Even though the Super Bowl parties might not be necessarily the same like in years past, you can go ahead and just tell me, like, what's a Super Bowl party normally like? Like, what do we expect at a Steezy A. Smith Super Bowl bash?
Man, bro, I can't even lie to you, bro. The last couple of years, I've actually been scheduled to work every single Sunday. And it's been a couple of years since I've had, like a Super Bowl bash. But I do all that stuff, outside of the Super Bowl anyway on a regular basis. So, folks know what's up. Everybody knows what's up. But pretty much what it entails, it entails a little Airbnb. It entails a whole lot of dope, a whole lot of drink, a whole lot of whole lot of females, whole lot of just the usual. Hey,
hey, it's a Steezy thing. You know what I mean? You feel me?
It's a Steezy peasy thing. It's an easy thing. That's really what it is, bro. And that's why with COVID and everything, that's one thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all can say this, but that's just one of the things that I didn't fuck with. Like how it kind of just it kind of turned off. All these gatherings and all that. Like for my birthday last month. I wasn't able to I wasn't able to host the Airbnb because that's what I've been doing for the last 3-4 years. I rent out an Airbnb with like 4 or 5 of my brothers, and we get shit popping. We get shit jumping. But this past year, obviously shit's been different. I didn't have no B&B this time around. But yeah, just as far as the Super Bowl goes, it's been a minute. It's been a couple years since I've had a Super Bowl bash. But the last time that I had one, it was just with the fam. We all came over to my uncle's house, I think. We all just sipped on some, got faded. But yeah, but that's really what it is. I miss all that stuff from before. So,
I heard that. We're Filipinos, bro. So, anytime it's a party, it's a big deal. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Bro, you see, literally everybody is there, bro. Like, everybody.
You feel me? Like, it's, you got the squares popping. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like, it's all, there's all kind of money to be won. You feel me? Like, but I ain't gonna lie to you. This February, it feels like the 14th month in 2020. It don't really feel like it's a new year. You know what I mean? Like, it's
a little continuation.
Yeah, this is just like business. This is COVID business as usual. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first year we ain't doing shit neither. Actually, I'm lying. 2 years ago when my son was first born, we posted down at the crib for the Super Bowl, and we had a few folks over, just because motherfuckers were coming through to visit the little one. You know what I mean? But aside from that, like, what I mean? It's like, I'm actually looking forward to this Super Bowl pregame show because what I mean? I wasn't a part of it last year. Like, I was a reoccurring guest at this point before. It was actually after the Super Bowl when they made it official, where it's like, yo, we want you to be part of the Rum Boys. So it's kind of dope that I've kind of worked my way up. I'm like the right hand man, so I'm hosting this whole entire pregame show. You know what I mean? And I'm turning up, bro. Like, I usually,
man, that's me though.
Yeah, like, I usually save the mushrooms for Friday nights, but I'm eating mushrooms on that Sunday. I told Robbie, I was like, listen, bro, we went through the whole timesheet, with all the scheduling, mapping out all the guests, and then I told him, I was like, listen, once we get this thing going, we designed it for it to be on cruise control because I'm getting fucked up. You know what I mean? And he's getting that man. He amazes me because he drinks a lot. You know what I mean? Like, he drink and smoke a lot at the same time. So it's like, you know what I mean? And he's the one pulling all the gears and levers. So I can just, all I gotta do is just be there. You feel me? Like, and but I'm excited, man. You know what I mean? It's the culmination of this crazy 2020 year that we didn't even think would happen to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like having football was already in danger to begin with. But all right, so real quick, man, we're about to close this thing out. But yo, what's going on with the Seahawks, man? They were actually my Super Bowl pick. Like, you know what I mean? Like when we did our pick show before the year started, I had y'all winning the division. Boom, hit on that. But I had y'all going all the way. You know what I mean? Like, and like just like what happened? Like, I mean, was it like the inability to get the run going? Like, what was it the fact that they kept trying to run when the run wouldn't get going? Like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, you said it in one of your videos, like, you know, the first 6 weeks of the year, it was, you know, let Russ cook, and that motherfucker had his apron on. You know, he was just serving. He was just, bro, like, serving, bro. Like, I don't know. I mean, what is it? Sierra not giving him good top? I don't know. What was going on? What happened? Like, that shit just came and went real fast.
Hey, bro, I will tell you this. You know, everybody over here, everybody telling me the same shit. Yeah, it's because of Sierra. It's because of Sierra. It's because of Sierra.
She ain't,
you know what I'm saying?
She ain't giving that good box. She probably got like she got a mediocre box probably. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's probably that, bro, because I feel like Russ turned her out, you know, but when I say turned out, I'm talking about, like, turned out into a goody-goody. Because, you know, back then when she was with Future, you know, she was doing all that, you know what I'm saying?
She probably popping perks and shit.
You know what Russell Wilson about, man, but, you know, he's I mean, and I say this, you know, without trying to disrespect him or nothing, but, you know, he seems to be like a goody-goody. You know,
yeah, he's a Boy Scout. He's a Boy Scout.
And, yeah, exactly. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? But, you know, maybe he's turned out Sierra.
He's a good Christian.
I don't know, but but to answer your question though, bro, you know, I feel like a whole lot went into it, bro. I've yet to really say this in a video, but one of the things that I've been wanting to kind of make a video about was the fact that I feel like Pete Carroll, he lost all faith in Russell Wilson, bro. Like,
wow.
Look, we all seen him cooking, right? We all seen him cooking through week 8, week 9.
Yep.
But then that game against the Rams happened, and Russell Wilson threw 2 picks. Or, I mean, even the game against the Bills, he had 2 picks, 2 fumbles. So Pete Carroll started seeing all these turnovers, and he was like, you know what? Maybe this let Russ thing, maybe, you know, this ain't going to work out. You know, maybe defenses have figured this out, so let's try to run again. And so what I feel like happened, bro, is Russell Wilson, he kind of just, I mean, he was kind of turned off by that. You know, like his coach lost all faith in him. Like, imagine, for example, like I said this in one of my videos, imagine if Coach Steve Kerr, imagine if Steph Curry, you know, finished 0 for 15 one night, and then the next night he was 2 for 17. The day after that, he was like 3 for 20. You think Steve Kerr is just going to, make him come off the bench? No more
shooting threes.
You think, yeah, or is he going to tell him, like, oh, you know what, stop shooting threes, man. You know, you're done shooting threes. Or is he just going to say, like, you know, just stop doing what you're doing. We're gonna change it up, and we're gonna go back to what we used to do. You think Steve Kerr's gonna do that with Steph? Hell nah. And the reason why Steph and Russ are comparable is because Russ is also at the top of his field, just like Steph is. And so with Russ, I feel like what happened was Pete Carroll saw those turnovers. Pete Carroll saw what was going on. We took a few L's, and he was like, you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna start running the football again because I don't trust Russ. But Bo, what NFL team have you seen with a top 5 quarterback lean on the ground game? Nobody. I mean, no NFL team that has a top 5 quarterback.
Not in this day and age. Not in a passing era.
And bro, this is a passing game, bro. And Pete Carroll, he just has failed to modernize the offense. He's failed to acknowledge the fact that, you know what, bro? We don't have the personnel to be a ground and pound team no more. To be a successful ground and pound team in the NFL today, you got to have a decent offensive line, which we do not have. You got to have an elite running back or an elite stable of running backs, which we do not have. We got to have an elite defense.
You got a stable defense, for sure.
Which
definitely right a stable of running backs, but a stable for a reason because they all get hurt. You know what I mean? Like,
they all get hurt, exactly. Like, bro, Chris Carson, bro. As much as I love
Chris Carson, bro.
I love Chris Carson,
but
he's
hurt,
a dog.
bro.
He's a bulldog. He'll go through a wall. But
I call him the Muscle Mountain.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But I just don't think Chris Carson. I don't think he's an elite running back in this league. And you combine that with the fact that he's never played a 16-game season. Like, he's not reliable. And so I do want to see him brought back, but I don't want to see him commanding, you know, top 5 running back money because he just hasn't shown that yet. But, man, a whole lot went into this season, bro. I just feel like, once again, Pete Carroll lost faith in Russell Wilson. We tried to adapt to a ground and pound game where we didn't have the personnel to do so. Defenses figured us out because our play calling was too vanilla. Like, we didn't have no diversity in our play calling. We didn't have any innovation or unpredictability in our play calling.
I mean, it was shiny.
DK Metcalf said it. We was running the same plays in the second half of the season. Like, bro, you really think that shit gonna work? And not even that, bro. We failed to make adjustments. As you guys all know, I mean, as you may know, bro, defenses started having too high safety looks.
Yep.
Cover two. They started playing cover two.
Yep.
And Russell Wilson, the offense, they wasn't able to adjust. And you combine that with the fact that the running game just wasn't pounding and running like they used to.
Yeah.
And you combine that with the fact that Russell Wilson was struggling to make adjustments. All that shit went south. And our defense started playing, like an elite defense towards the end of the season, but the offense completely fell off a cliff. And so I think that, with the coordinator that we brought in from the LA Rams, Shane Waldron, I think that he's going to be able to combine both the desires of
He's going to bring that zone run scheme. Because,
exactly.
Yeah, the Shanahan thumbprint is everywhere all over the league now. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see it. We're going to see it in the Jets. We obviously saw it almost go to the Super Bowl with twice with Green Bay. You know what I mean? Arthur Smith, he was, he ran a similar scheme with Tennessee. Now he's over there in Atlanta. I could see them maybe bringing over Aaron Jones or somebody. But either way, that running back's gonna get off over there. Like the zone run scheme, the Shanahan scheme, that shit works, bro. A lot of motions, a lot of pre-snap motions. Like I think that'll tremendously help Russell Wilson because his QB intelligence is through the roof. Like, and I want to say this, bro. Like, one thing that was really dope about Russell Wilson in this last offseason, he was like, hey, I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel. I forget who he was on. He was on a late night show. But he said, I like what they're doing over there in Kansas City. They throwing the ball all over the yard. He said, I would love to do that. And then, so when they started off this year, in those first 6 weeks, he was throwing it all over the yard. I was like, wow, they really...
slinging that thing.
Yeah, I was like, they're really slinging that thing. I was like, Pete Carroll is listening to his mans, and then they went away from it. So I think with them bringing over, like you said, this coordinator who's a product of Sean McVay, you know what I mean? We might see this because Pete Carroll's not gonna get off trying to run the ball. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
But at least if you bring that zone run scheme over there, it's going to tremendously help that play action or even running lanes for the quarterback because, Russell Wilson, ever since he got paid, there's like, I don't really need to run too much. It's not like, it's really just to extend plays. Like, he's just, he got that Russell Wilson magic, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I think the offensive line in general is still an issue. And, like, if you can't run the ball, you can't own time of possession, and you can't keep your defense fresh because they need all the help they can get. You know what I mean? Like
facts.
Like you need to keep. You can't have your defense on the field all the time. You know what I mean? And they need help with pass rush. That's for sure. That's why they traded. That's why you guys traded for Carlos Dunlap at one point. I mean, you need help off the edge. I mean, shit, bro. What's his name, bro? Jamal Adams, bro. He led that team in sacks, right? You know what I mean? Like, he's a safety, so it's like, that just goes to show how much they were hurt at, pass rush. You know what I mean? That they needed to use Jamal Williams' skill set because he is good at. I mean, he's great at all over the field. But man, if you can just have him in coverage, like he's a tight end eraser. You know what I mean? Like
he is.
Yeah, like they brought him over. They basically brought him over to stop Kittle. If you think about it. You know what I mean? Like that was because going into this year and that past offseason, the Niners were, a lot of people's favorites. And what's our best weapon? George Kittle. So that, that's fighting fire with fire. You know what I'm saying? But like, if they can get some, and a lot of people like going to Seattle too. So they might be able to fill some of that in free agency because, Pete Carroll and Snyder, they're gonna have that's his name, right? Snyder, your GM.
Yeah, John Snyder.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get back to their old ways where they're hitting on these third rounders, they're hitting on these fourth rounders, like finding these diamonds in the rough on these gems on defense, bro. Because B-Wag and Jamal
KJ.
Adams, you know what I mean? That's
Jamal.
Yeah, I'm saying you still got some guys over there though. Like DJ, what's his name?
DJ Reed from San Fran, man. I know you know what's up with
yeah.
dude.
I try to downplay it like I didn't know his name. Like, what's the guy's name? But I mean, even in his elder state, as an elder statesman, he's still doing his thing, but definitely need to revitalize with some youth on that defense. You know what I mean?
Nah, without a doubt, bro. I mean, I was just gonna say what you said. Like Jamal Adams, him leading the team, that's a testament to his ability to get after the quarterback, and that's a good thing, bro. But anytime your strong safety leads your team in sacks, that's not a good thing right there. And so, I mean, I'm actually about to drop a video in a couple weeks or so talking about why we need to trade for J.J. Watt. If not, maybe obtain another pass rusher or two. But that's all I'm gonna say right there. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil y'all.
We gotta leave the people wanting more. You know what I'm saying? It's like good dope. You feel me? Like, just give them a little taste and they'll come back. You know what I mean?
They'll come back. Yeah, they're gonna cost them if they fuck with it. You know what I mean?
You feel me?
So, but with the defense, I mean, look, bro, we was trending towards being an elite defense. I feel like, but for that to continue, we gonna have to add another pass rusher, and I think we need to revamp our secondary, bro, as far as our corners, because Shaquille Griffin, he's solid, bro, but man, I see way too many lapses in coverage. I mean, and he's gonna be asking for big money. He's gonna be asking for at least $10 million a year, if not maybe $12 million a year, because corners get paid in today's NFL. Even if you're just average, which I think Shaquille Griffin, he's just average. I don't think he can be an elite corner in this league. Maybe he got the tools to be so, but I just haven't seen enough flashes for me to look at him and be like, okay, that's an elite cornerback in the NFL one day. Quentin Dunbar, he's just gonna have to stay healthy. I want to see us bring him back. DJ Reed, you talked about him. We know what's up. And maybe linebacker, we got some pieces there. Definitely got to upgrade on the defensive line. But
what's up with the boy Carlos? What's his name? Carlos Dunlap from that you guys traded from the Bengals. What was it just for the remainder of this year? Like, is he coming back? What's the deal with that?
But no, he got another year on his contract.
Okay,
I think it's for a year and $14.3 million. And so what I've been
he's
hearing
so happy
is
to be there, bro. He's so happy to be there.
What?
He's so happy to be there, bro.
Man, he happier than a child in a candy shop. You know what I mean?
He's so happy, bro.
You said what?
No, I was just saying he's so happy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Leaving that Bengals situation, he was just like, I'm out of here, bro. Anywhere.
Bro, he was in NFL purgatory. And so, now that he's in Seattle, he got a culture, he got an organization that believes in him, he got an organization that, that's built to win. Yeah. And I think that he's going to sign an extension that's going to lower his cap number, but he's going to be in Seattle, but I think he's going to retire in Seattle.
Okay, I got one for you. Check this out. If Chris Carson doesn't get signed back, right? And he won't want too much money. But you know who else won't want too much money? And he's also just as injury prone? That homie James Conner, bro. I think he would be a great fit there. Like if Carson leaves. Or if they don't keep him, I should say.
Hey man, James Conner, that's a brother right there, but as much as I fuck with James Conner, bro, man, the dude is made out of glass, bro. He's just
he is more injury prone than Chris Carson, isn't he?
He's more injury prone than Chris Carson. And he had that one good year, right? When Le'Veon Bell, when he sat out that 1 year, I think he had like damn near 1,500 scrimmage yards. Yeah, he was a gem in fantasy.
Yeah, he finished the RB1. Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro, but ever since then, oh my gosh. Bro, I mean, look, I know the Steelers' offensive line, when it comes to run blocking, they're atrocious. But James Conner, bro, look at his yards per carry, bro. Look at his yards per carry. Look at what he's been doing in Pittsburgh. I mean, I hope that if he does come to Seattle, we're able to see some of the flashes that we saw when he filled in for Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. But, man, I don't want another injury-prone running back because we've been dealing with that for so long already with Chris Carson.
Okay, so here.
But no, you're right though. He's not going to ask for a whole lot of money, so I think just that factor alone, he might be a very enticing option for the Seahawks.
Here's another dude. He's also coming off an ACL, but so he will be cheap. But I'm bringing this name up because he's also great at pass protecting. You know what I mean? Which is why I think Chris Carson steady keeps that job. Because out of all the running backs you guys have, he's the only one that could pass protect, decent. But Marlon Mack. Marlon
Mack, he's a dog too. He's a dog.
I mean, he's not far removed from 1,000-yard rushing season. So, you know what I mean? Because I know Carlos Hyde ain't coming back. And, as much as I always wanted Rashad Penny to be a thing, I just, you know what I mean?
I don't know what the fuck happened with Rashad Penny, bro. He been on some shit, bro. I mean, he becoming a training camp overweight and shit. I was expecting a real good year this year, but
Hey,
Man, bro,
you know what's
I ain't
funny
seen none
about
of
that?
that. So
Remember his rookie year? You're right. He gained weight in training camp because he had and it was like it was in OTAs or some bullshit. He had fractured his thumb. Remember that? Or
right.
it was like a finger or some shit. But I was like, why did you gain all that weight then? It wasn't like it was your legs. Like you could still do
It was a finger
cardio.
injury.
Right? See what I'm saying? Because, bro, he showed flashes, bro, and like, I don't know, man. Like you know me, I'm asking because you're on that side of the fence. You know what I mean? Like maybe you can give me some inside shit. Because if they don't bring any running back in, and they bring and they don't bring Chris Carson, obviously Rashad Penny is gonna be that guy targeted in fantasy. You know what I mean?
Bro, I feel like that could be a possibility. I've been hearing that Chris Carson might be a potential target of the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills, they're hungry to give Josh Allen a solid running back, and they got the money to do so. And so I'm low key, bro. I'm gonna just admit that Chris Carson's a goner, and so with that said, I feel like I want to go after a rookie running back, bro, rather than signing a free agent running back. Maybe we take a flyer on Connor or Marlon Mack just because they come in cheap. But on top of that, I don't want us to stop there. I want us to draft like a Najee Harris or who's that dude from OSU? I forgot dude's name.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah, or him, bro. Because there's a whole lot of running backs coming out of this draft. So you know what? I'd like to just get us a rookie running back and kind of because bro, you've seen rookie running backs have a whole lot of success in the NFL. So if you get one with maybe our second round pick, maybe we trade him to the first round. I doubt that, but I would like us to see I would like us to address running back in the draft rather than just bring in a free agent and just call it good.
Yeah, because Travis Homer, he wasn't that guy. Who else?
Oh hell no.
What's his name? DJ Dallas. You know what I mean? DJ Dallas.
He's raw.
He is, but you know what? Like all I could remember was him not shredding that blitz and then letting Russell Wilson get creamed.
Get drilled.
Yeah,
he got drilled.
Bro, that shit.
I know exactly what you're talking about too.
You know what I'm talking about,
right?
right?
We lost in overtime.
Exactly, bro. I was like, yo, he fucked up. I was like,
big time, bro. Big time.
You can't do that with your franchise QB. You know what I mean? So and that is the one thing that like when they do look at rookie running backs. A lot of times rookie running backs, they get a solid shot at winning the job and starting day one, right? But early on, you see them, they get taken off on third downs, you know what I mean? Like for example, Aaron Jones is phenomenal, but every so often, they're going to have Jamal Williams in there because he's one of the best pass protectors at the running block position, you know what I mean? I mean, the running back position, you know what I mean? And, yeah, and Aaron Jones is obviously more talented than him, but still, Aaron Rodgers be like, yo, get him off the field. Put Jamal put Jamal in here.
About to get drilled.
Exactly. You feel me? Like, yeah. But yeah, man, you know what? My brother Steezy, man, I want to thank you, bro. This was dope, bro. This is only the beginning, man. We definitely gonna be working some more, man. I appreciate everything you doing. You know what I mean? I love that you're young too, man, because you're very seasoned. You know what I'm saying? For a youngster, man, and that's that just shows me that it's only gonna get better. The arrow's pointing up. You know what I mean? Bro, like, another thing, you coming on tomorrow night? You available?
Bro, hell yeah, bro.
Okay, yeah, we
I already
turning up.
told Robbie, I said lock me in, big bro.
Okay, yeah, we turning up. You feel me? And aside from that, man, one more again, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, bro. Before I get into that real quick, I just want to say, for the last time on the show today, bro. All that stuff that you just said, bro. Shit, man, that mean a lot, bro. Like for real, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, and I got a lot of people in my corner, bro. And each and every single day, they all uplifted me, and so I just got a whole lot of people I don't want to disappoint, and so that's that right there.
Let Steezy cook. There it is. Let Steezy cook. There it is.
Let Steezy cook. Know what I mean? I appreciate you for giving me the platform, for the opportunity, and like I told you earlier in the show, as soon as I have my studio set up within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I want you to be on my show on a regular basis, bro, and hopefully, I could do the same
man, for
you. Be sure to show my man some love here, man. GMM Network, follow him all platforms. Come fuck with the Run Boys. RUNBOYZ. Yeah, I think it's the Run Boys Network, right? Is that the handle?
Yep, Run Boys Fantasy Network, and also, man, you know what I mean. I know I left it to Robbie, you know what I'm saying, to iron the details out, but But man, welcome aboard too, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we a faction. We're a gathering of different factions. You know what I mean? That if I was to describe it, that'd probably be the best way. You know what I mean? Like everybody does their own individual thing, and we all come together like fucking Voltron or Power Rangers or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Hell, motherfucker, yeah.
You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro, it's just fun, man. That's the thing. It's fun. You know what I mean? Like, if
it's fun, bro.
Yeah,
you know, this shit. Hey, this shit's our passion, bro. This shit's our passion. You know, we put everything into this shit. So
it's
you know,
almost
just kind
not fair, bro.
of, it just kind of, you know, it shows itself. You know what I mean? So, and real quick, you know, before I get into my promoting myself real fast, I just want to shout out 3 people. 2 of them I already talked about earlier, but DJ Squabo, DJ Squabo. Make sure y'all go get at him. That's my brother right there, and my other brother from another mother at Josiah. My man's right there. That's my brother. And then last but not least, I want to shout out my brother Ralph Domingo. He's my barber. You know, he's been working at this barbershop that we used to go to all throughout high school, and you know, he's doing big things over at the shop. And so, you know, Ralph, if you listening, man, actually, no, matter of fact, I love all y'all. You know, so shout out my brothers right there.
Yeah, big up,
and
man.
Then, big up. And then, actually, no, one last person to shout out because it was just his birthday. My other brother, Richard Chan. Man, I love all y'all, man, for real. But if you guys can get at me, you know, follow me on all socials, all platforms. That's Steezy A Smith, SteeZyA SMITH. I have a whole lot of hot stuff coming for y'all. So, you know, just be on the lookout. Keep your seatbelts buckled in because, you know, you're going to be in for a ride and we just getting started. But, you know, that's that.
We out here mobbing. You feel me? Hey, but real talk, man. Good. Thanks again, Blood. I mean, this shit is just too much fun, bro. It's not even fair. You know what I mean?
Man, that's what I'm saying, we could literally talk for hours on end, bro. Like,
yeah, real talk. Like, it's funny too because I used to do joints be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, bro. Like for real, and like I started realizing like, okay, I gotta keep it within the hour and a half at least, so I can get it on the Spotify and all that, because they only allow so much, you know, a certain length. You know, you feel me? Like, yeah, unless I have to convert it. But you know what? You know, I'm like. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you gotta go. You gotta go the distance, right? Like it might not. An hour might not be enough. I mean, because I think I told you, like, it would be like 45 minutes to an hour. You know, we easily smacked an hour out. You feel me?
Man, it's all good, bro.
Yeah, because bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's all isms, bro. You know what I mean? Like I can't wait to debut this one. You know what I mean? I know our audience, they're gonna really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I like to believe I'm a reflection of who I surround myself with. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think you dope, and that makes me dope. You feel me? By, you know what I mean?
100%.
By basis of comparison and shit, man. I love it, man. Keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this thing off.
No, most definitely.